And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Whiskerwood. It is year 3. We have just about warmed up enough here that it's no longer snow on the island. I think one of the tools we might try playing with this time is conveyor belts, which we're currently researching. This will give us a way to move items around the map that don't have to then be carried by the whiskers. So input hopper is how we load things onto it. I guess that might be the output of it, but yeah. Input hopper is how we load things onto it. We've got flat belt, uplift stairs, and drop down slides to move things around. We could pick up a heating stove after that. Anyway, we did pick up not the sifting tower, so we can start the process of turning coal and pipe water into fuel. So I think that's actually something we're going to do over here, because I suspect the sifting tower causes some pollution. Pumps water from the shore, takes copper. The water pipes take copper. Water tank takes copper. And then industry-wise, we have the sifting tower, which needs a water pipe connection and turns either coal into fuel, rock salt into table salt, or potash into fertilizer. So initially we're going to be using it to make more fuel, I think. So let's see how you look like you're going to work. You're probably not too picky on where we put you. Although we probably do want to put our polluting stuff down, say that end of this island. Thinking. Well, I could potentially put it along this bit of the island. We'll do it by this bit of the island. Yeah, let's get that built. We'll see where the pipe comes out. And then we'll sort trying to plummet up to some sifting towers.
Be it carrying cargo or commuting to work, every whisker appreciates a good path. A good, proper path. Nothing better. I love it when I start going in a direction and poof, as if someone knew my destination, a perfect path is there to lead me on. We could use some more good paths.
We're getting a quest here for basically encouraging us to build stone paths. We've got the tech to do that. In fact, we've already completed that tech, so we just go ahead and
commuting to
accept
work.
it.
Every whisker
That it's done already. We've got at least 2 more houses being built. Yeah, we got 3. Okay, so we got enough houses being built. We're just gotta wait for them to be built. Same thing with the water pump here. And yeah, don't necessarily know where the pipe connection is for the water pump. We'll probably want to put a water tank in and then a couple sifting towers. So we turn coal into fuel. Because that's definitely the thing we were struggling with during the last winter, was having enough fuel for cooking in industry and keeping people warm. Oh, we got a camp that's idle. Woodcutter. Okay, I can see why that woodcutter's having issues. Nope, that was not actually what I wanted. There we go. Anyway, should be a little bit more functional there. That should get another 2 tiers of up the side of the mountain here. At some point we'll want to build a road over to the next forested mountain. Instead of replanting trees for the moment, we're just harvesting the ones that are on the map. Might be tempting to do something over there. We'll see. It's still a bit of a snowstorm, even though it's 5 degrees C out, so the snow is not sticking. Waiting for machinery to be brought over to the water pump, which is en route. Okay, so you are complete. It does look like you have like that one pipe there. Do I just connect to that pipe to connect the pipes? Where do the pipes connect? There. Okay. Okay, so you're going to need someone to pump. That's probably going to be an engineer, so we'll put the considerate guy on there. And then our first industry that we're going to build, I think requires water, was that sifting tower. Interesting. So we got a high altitude load unload area on this thing. Okay. Yeah, it's actually 2 levels up, so that's actually quite high. Grand scheme of things. And of course, to build it, I need to get up there, or have a way up there. Nope, wrong way. A bit of a steep way up there, but that should work. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to see where the pipe needs to connect to until we get it built. It made sense when we were building the building. It's not necessarily super visible. Oh, I gotta go one more on the back, okay. Not super visible while it's under construction. Also, in theory, I suppose we need to fill water up. But yeah, from a conveyor belt standpoint, I think we're going to be trying to move lumber around if we try to set up a lumber farm, or moving blacks around if we're trying to do a farm, for example. We may want to move... In fact, I probably do want to move the stone cutter, which you can't actually move, so we'll have to build a new one and then tear apart the old one to effectively move it. That should be fine there. I'll pop that over there. And everyone's housed, although we have some people complaining about long paths, which isn't super surprising. Has everything been deployed for you? No, we're still waiting on the machinery to arrive. Anyway, right now my plan is to sort of level this island and just turn it into like a manufacturing island. We got iron ore here. We're getting a lot of stone by sort of leveling the island. Attack ship has arrived. Here we've got enough in storage, so this shouldn't be a concern. I don't want to sell off the gold ore, although we could if we were desperate. Cotton goes first. Right now we don't use it on the island. Although, could definitely do with more growth of it. Trinkets has no use on the island. I feel like we have enough fish. Let's try to go down to 100 fish. Not that adds up to very much. And then, yeah, probably gold bullion because that's for selling. And then maybe some of the coal, even though we're about to start turning this into fuel. There we go. Here's the supply ships. Which supplies do you want to take? Again, not interested in the logs or the planks. So we're going to jump at least up to the second tier where we get the better cloaks and the machinery and the tea. The price jump from that to the next one's just too much. Oh, and we're mainly changing hardtack out for tea instead of fine tea. So yeah, definitely that one. Here goes the guy with the machinery. Schematic for the table salt. Yeah, we probably will take this one. We'll take table salt and probably the bars. So we'll do that in that one. I'm not sure why I'm saying probably, because the answer was yes, I'm taking that one. You're waiting for machinery to arrive. You are built. And yeah, this is definitely going to be coal, piped water, fuel pollution first. Oh, and you're sort of like an industry building, but you use the miners. Okay. So in which case, you should be the mining apprentice, yeah. And that's actually my only miner, so we're going to be a little bit inefficient here. Yeah, we'll just put some inefficient people in here from the moment, it'll be fine. You, every 377 seconds, will make 12 fuel. Compare that to the old charcoal burners, which, granted, do it three times as fast, the recipe, but they only make 9 every sort of equivalent speed. And these are actually the right type of people for them, so that's... unless we were to do, like, fire tongs to speed up, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near comparable. And we can rope this, and we got rope, so turn the rope on. Now comes the conveyor belts, 56%. Oh, we got a camp idle. Mining camp, interesting. Communication, that's a little bit of copper in the hillside there. Some copper there. Some coal there. This is a vein of something. Coal. And a little bit of copper there. Oh, a little bit of gold there. Okay, that's this area. So in theory, we've sorted the mining from that location. This one, I think, is probably about running out. Unless we want to mine that specific bit of copper, but I'm actually farming on top of it, so that's a no. Definitely could do with taking in more farmers and setting up more cotton farms. So that should be enough. Yeah, that's enough to get that miner going again. Problems? Okay, you're done. So we're gonna actually basically pop over to the other one, unassign you, unassign you, unassign you, flip over to you, and it should now be available to be assigned. And then you're gonna have catalyst on. So we got ropes. And then we're gonna disassemble you because we no longer need you over here. The reason we're moving the stone cutter is obviously, I think this is where we're going to be making much of a stone, sort of leveling the island at the moment. Whereas the stone at that end of the island is going to be mostly incidental, so most of the stone will be over here. Feels still trending down. I guess we have autopause enabled. Is it just still consider that that cold? Maybe. Okay. So yeah, we still got definite complaints about large amount of people doing very long distance trips. Which doesn't super surprise me. This is the pirates showing up. What do you want, pirates? They'll take tilted cloaks, machinery, gold, ore. The cloaks are probably actually the most tempting thing to give him. just 12 cloaks? Yeah. Okay. And here's a whisker ship. Which whiskers are we getting? My pace. Don't really want a my pace. Nor an unsafe worker. Even, especially for an apprentice. I'm gonna use my reroll here to get some new set. Nosy Loner's a little annoying. Rude's a little annoying. Strong Eater, Heavy... or Strong Shoulders, Warm Core isn't too bad, although Heavy Eater's a little annoying. Considerate's not too bad. Can't Smell. Educated, Healthy. Okay, they're not taking the ones I want, but we'll... or not being offered really the ones I'd like, but we'll take some, because there's some decent ones in here. And I don't want to blow through all the rerolls, just because I want to be picky. Don't know why that was popping up. You wouldn't see that, because I don't have... I'm capturing the game. Just had a random pop-up. Web companion is something I wanted to update. No, don't know why you're bothering me. Oh, presumably because that's blocking the staircase. Yeah, that's fair. I set the end too high? Oh, yeah, definitely set the end too high. Trying to make a quick way down. Make the proverbial fire escape for the housing there. It's gonna have to be steep steps, so I want to do it there. Oops. There we go. Okay, I think everything's going well. Got new houses queued up. At some point, I might actually want to do like a whole pass on the island, make sure we got appropriate people going to the working appropriate job sort of thing. But oh, which reminds me, the sifting tower might not have ideal people working there. Because ideally it'd be miners, and we did get some new miners. Yeah, strong shoulders and considerate. Which does mean I have some farmers. We've got a Warm Core and a Content and an Inquisitive. If I want to get some more... more farmers going. Let's look at where we've got decent cotton fertility. Cotton's pretty common on our starting island here, from a fertility standpoint. Maybe do some in here. Okay, see how that plays out. Supplier has arrived. What do you bring me? Pretty much the same as before. We're gonna go for the middle one here. Again, because I don't need the logs, the planks, or the woven cloaks, we'd rather go with the fancy tailored cloaks. Quite delivered all the planks yet. Yeah, I got no craft masters. At least that aren't assigned craft masters to train people to become craft masters. From where we were to back to full. It's always nice to see. Oh, I'm thinking about it. How goes... carving out this area to be a nice farm? Going pretty well. I think we're doing mushroom farming in here is the plan. Your setup. So field priority. Oh, not field priority. Farm tool. Yeah, we're growing cotton with you. Of course, mushrooms have to be inside, presumably. I do apparently have to be decently inside. Okay. Maybe a little aggressive with having you close the entrance. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm going pretty heavy on the farms here. I just need one road like so. One staircase like so. So that should be accessible to this entire batch of farmers. Let's get the farmers assigned, and they can start growing the economy. Oh, and the smuggler is docked. I'm actually surprised I'm low on rope as I am. So, cup, stone, and planks are what we can sell in practice right now. We don't have enough woven cloaks, don't have enough tailored cloaks. We do have a lot of planks, so we'll do a decent amount of those. Same with the cut stone. And like so, we can get 4 of gold bullion. That's about as low as I want to run the stocks right now, so we'll accept that. Task collector arrives. In practice, I suppose I can turn around and just sell him the gold bullion. Would I rather sell them the copper or the iron ore? I think the answer is the copper. Although, again, we still have a bunch of coal, so I might ship coal instead to start. Yeah, we'll do it with coal instead. There we go. Nope, one of my camps is in a bad place, apparently. They are and they aren't. Can I move you? Like so. That way you're not blocking your own access to what's left of the wood. Okay, so you should be able to harvest that wood. You'll have to be moved again pretty quickly, but that's... Yeah, you'll have to be moved again pretty quickly, but that's kind of expected. I can move you over here and that'll work. We'll go down their whisker ship. What are you bringing in? Rude, weak, meh. Apprentice, perfectionist is tempting. Evil about perfect execution, optimist, patient. Oh, actually, I assume patient is actually productivity speed down. That's probably not good. Compassionate's not a problem. Optimist, apprentice. Okay. Needs like I need to get their house going. I'm going to use some rerolls here, as tempting as it might be to grab the fuel. Yeah. That's a bigger deposit of fuel, but not by much. There we go. Press the water fountain, that gets out of the things we can just randomly roll into. And then we'll take the 50 fuel. Almost everything to very belts. Oh, it's rocky because of the... Why is that, Did I misread it? It's the other way around. No, I think that's... Yeah, the fertility isn't too bad. It's just very, very rocky. So it's going to take a lot of work to get it workable. Okay, still getting warnings about the Whisker ship, but that's fine. Oh, I think it's you have my one and only Craftmaster. So let's actually unassign you for the moment. I think we want a second Craftmaster. What was the other job I needed the Craftmaster for? It was the, tailor, yeah. Craftmaster on you. I need... On what type of... That type. Swift, and we'll get a second engineer. And yeah, we'll train them up to be Craftmasters. I think I'm going to get another sifting tower. We definitely got a pretty hefty demand for fuel. Oh, and this place isn't even working because I haven't plumbed the water up. Or if it is working, they're manually delivering the water. Okay. Might not necessarily need the second one right away, but it's going to be set up just in case.
It feels like every day this cargo gets heavier and heavier. Just yesterday, I almost threw up my back carrying some rocks. Could we have some conveyor belts to lighten the load? Conveyors unlock item transport without the sweat. We need only bring the item to an adder box, and away it goes. The conveyor carries it along, and we can get back to our work.
Yeah, so trying to encourage us to actually start working on trying to do some of the intra-island transport, let's say. Although right now I've just been kind of positioning things near where they need to be used, which has been working reasonably well. Thinking about that. If I were to do... Oh, not field variety. I wanted to see the farm tool. Where do we have decent... So, the initial island, decently good for trees. Field over here, or the hill over here has got no nutrients. Nutrients aren't super great over there. See, it looks like our very vertical islands are where we're going to have to put the trees. If we want to do something tree-related. And this one's kind of a ring in the middle, or ring around the outside where it would be. Okay, okay. Oh, another one I probably want to move is not the sawmill. The weaver. Right now we've got threads being made up here to be shipped down there to become, or yeah, we got threads being made up here, being shipped down there to become fabric to be shipped back up here to be made into clothes. It's probably not the ideal way to do that. Okay, we've got everyone housed. Don't get a bunch of surplus workers, so it's more about getting the workers to be more efficient or finish up the current tasks. Are you actually running now? Yeah. That should help with a bunch of fuel production. If it wasn't for the fact that I think the pollution's blowing this way, I'd put a smoker up next to this fishing dock. Oh, and you're done, so let's get something assigned to you. Ocean outlet, so just a way to get rid of excess water. Not sure we need that yet. Heat stove, in theory it's a better version at the cost of copper. Currently running bronze smelting. New recipe for the ore furnace to make bronze, which we need for the fire tongs and the bronze nails. And we do need bronze to go up to the next research tier. Although I'm not going to be looking at the next research tier right now. Foundation for construction above it. Cannery is berries, fish, or mushrooms, plus bronze to make canned food. I now have table salt. What could I do with it? Or have the recipe for table salt? What could I do with that? Saline solution from the chemist. If we wanted to have them shower away from the bathing area, we could do showers. Could just also work on upgrading housing quality. That's an argument. And elevators. Let's start the research on elevators. I've actually got a decent amount of cut stones. Let's do some housing upgrades while I'm thinking about it. So we've actually got one upgraded. We'll upgrade you. And by doing this, we're sort of improving our housing quality. Now we've got a camp that's idle, mining camp. I put you... Oh, that's not the move one, that's the move one. I put you up here. How does that work? Okay, we got a little bit of mining there, that should possibly work. Definitely see the fuel going up with the shifting tower. Maybe don't need the second one so badly. And I got the first one working properly. How's the schooling going? Not particularly fast. Oh, I do have a wood shortage. Which is actually maybe an argument to do some wood farming. Oh, that probably has more to do with how much we're consuming, rather than, yeah, that's probably an argument to take some of the coal, or the charcoal furnaces offline. You're... if you're next to an ore furnace, let's take you offline, because we got the one over there, and I think that's a better one. Better positioned one. Whisker ship has arrived. What sort of whiskers are you carrying? Snores, inquisitive, sickly. Apprentice rebellious. You know, to be fair, I could take the time just to retrain them if we wanted them to be something different. Which we might do at some point. I'm going to take the reroll here. Optimist content. Yeah, I think this is working. My pace farmer is not super great, but we'll take it. Yeah, just take it, bro. So, a bunch of new houses required. Want to house everyone. Oop, I'm out of logs. Which to do sort of this high convoluted setup I need logs. Okay. How do I go about fixing that quickly? Oh, that's one way. I can replace the bits where I've got makeshift paths up here with planked paths. Supply ship. I don't need the planks, although maybe the logs are tempting in their own way. But no, I think we're still going to go for the medium one here. Tax collector arrives tomorrow. Again, I don't think we're too worried about the tax collector arriving. Maybe haven't had quite as much of a cotton harvest as I'd like, but we're working on it. Point we were just doing deliveries. Yeah. So they're about done with that upper bit of the island here. Actually queue up the next batch. For this education to kick in. To hear once this education's kicked in, there is maybe an argument I could go for double stonecutter. there's another way. I'm definitely seeing the fuel stack pile up. I think I'm getting rid of another one of the charcoal furnaces. That way we have more, well, burning less of the logs into fuel. Instead of focus more on the coal. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. No, you just need another apprentice. Don't happen to have one. Oh, I do happen to have one. Not necessarily the right type, but that's a good enough start for the month. Tax collector arrives. Actually, let's do the camp first. Oh, I see what the camp. My camp's having an issue with. You're this one. Okay. Meantime, tax collector. Ship him all the cotton. All the surplus fish. Do need to get it being smoked quicker. And then what to ship? Ship some of the coal. Again. There we go. Stone stairs, which I think we'll take. So I think it's going to be the stone stairs, fuel. Although fuel's looking a little bit better, I could take the bread instead. No, we'll take stone stairs and the fuel. What I'll do is actually get another smokery going, I think. Okay, this is maybe not an optimal place from a pollution standpoint, but we're going to blob it over here so it's near the existing fishing dock. Yeah, they're still waiting for... Oh, the students have graduated. Okay. So we now have one of you. I'll speed you up. I now have another one for you. Oh, technically, apprentice is also a craft master. Okay, so that works well. So you're a little overtrained for the job, but you can do that job. Can my craft master also teach? Yes. There we go. Also give us more smoked fish, which is higher quality food over the previous type of food we were mostly running, which is mostly fish. So we're going from a 0-star food to a 2-star food. I don't have much flax. There's maybe an argument, now that we're trying to move away, or move to more smoked fish and mushrooms, to move away from berries and instead get more flax going in those fields. Probably wouldn't be too hard to swap those fields. Berry fields down here for flax, hypothetically. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Well, I can even issue a harvest early command to get them harvested, and then swap them. Sure. Oh, I haven't been paying attention to the time. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to end here at the end of day 66, / the beginning of day 67. We'll have another part up tomorrow. Yeah, I haven't actually got any of that conveyor belt stuff set up. We'll maybe start working on that. What I might do is I might conveyor belt the flax and might move the industry, the flax using industry over to the industry island. We'll think about that. Yeah. Go ahead and officially start day 67. If you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow's part. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We can take a short break, get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to recording the next part. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.